Oops. Hello everybody, we're going to continue looking at the vocabulary section of Vipers, and today we're going to be looking at how we can find the definition of unfamiliar words. Really important skills, going to help us with our comprehension of the text. It's also going to help us to generate new vocabulary and ideas in our own writing. So, there are lots and lots and lots of unfamiliar words that you're going to come across. I quite like reading, and I come across words that I've never heard of, and I don't automatically jump to a dictionary to find out what they mean. Sometimes I can sort of guess what they mean by using some sort of skills and things that I've learned over the years in order to sort of understand what the word means, rather than just going straight for a dictionary and thinking, oh, where's that? Because that can take a bit of time. So here we've got some words here. Contrary. You might have heard this. On the contrary, my dear. This is one of my favourite words. Lambast. To lambast. Bewilder. There's another word. And conniving is another really nice word. So these are all very strange words. You might have heard of some of them. You might not have heard of them. But we're going to look at seeing if there are any skills that we can use to understand words that we're not sure. It's not going to be true in every case, but a lot of the cases we can use some of these. Now you're probably not going to be able to use every single thing that we learn. So for example, we're going to look at using suffixes and prefixes, and in these cases we won't be able to. But we can also look at things like context cues and in our sentences and in what we're reading. So one way that we can help to understand words is, are there any words hiding in the words? So what I want you to do is just have a look at here, and I'll show you an example. So we've got this first word, hyphenated. Are there any words in there that we could use? So I've spotted, actually, there is this word here, hyphen. It might be to do with hyphen, a hyphen, hyphenated. We've also got ate here. It might be something to do with eating something. Now I know, because I know this word, that it hasn't got anything to do with eating or ate. It's actually got to do with this hyphen. So hyphenated just means it's something that's used, that uses a hyphen. In that word, it's been hyphenated to join two words into one. How about this one? Freshener. Can you find any words in freshener? Determining. Can you find any words in determining? Presumptuous. Can you find any words in presumptuous? Or demonstrative. Can you find any word in there? Now, in freshener, we've got word fresh. Gives us a little bit of a clue. Is there any others? Not that I can see hen, but we'd have to take off that H. But yeah, freshener. Something to freshen something. Determining. We've got mining, and we've got determine. Determine. It might not be spelled correctly, but there, determining. Determining means to determine something, to make something clear. Presumptuous. It comes from, we've got presume there, which comes from presume. To presume something, to pre-assume, to have a guess on something before they know all the facts. And demonstrative. We've got this word demon here, but we've got demonstrate. And if I had an E on demonstrate, I would have demonstrate. So demonstrative means it demonstrates something. So that's what we can do. First thing, if we come across a word that we don't know, are there any words hiding in it that might help us? Again, it might not work in every case, but it might help us. It's one of the tools that we have in our toolkit to help us. Other things we can use. Suffixes. So there are many suffixes. What is a suffix? A suffix is a group of letters that we put on the end of words. So for example, I'm going the wrong way. On demonstrative, we've got IVE on the end. On presumptuous, we've got shus on the end. On determining, we've got ing on the end. hyphenated, we've got ed. Freshener, we've got n on the end. Now, they all give us clues to what sort of word it is. It could tell us the time of the word. For example, if it's happened in the past or if it's happening now. So I can use ed to say, is it happened in the past? Is it happening now? ing. So they can give us some clues. We can tell if there's more than one of them with an S on the end. Lots of the time, but not all the time. We can tell what word class it is. We can tell what word class it is. So if it's got a common suffix, shun, as in tion, ness, ness, and ment, ment, are all ways of showing nouns. For example, we've got the verb informing, or the verb inform, to inform somebody, to tell them something. If I want to turn that into a noun, I can have an informant. An informant is a person that tells you something. That is a noun. I've turned inform into a noun. Information. Information is a noun. Informing is a verb. So we know if it's got ing, ed, it's going to be a verb. A very common suffix for adjectives is able or al, comfortable. So we can tell what word class it is just based on the suffix, and that can give us a clue. Is it trying to describe something to us? Is it trying to give us the name of a noun? Is it trying to describe something, or is it showing an action? We can have what's called comparatives. So we have er on the end, and we can have, along with that, we can have superlatives, est, and it tells you what sort of, are we comparing things? And lots of the time, if you've got a word like taller, we're comparing two things. This one is taller than the other one. If it's the tallest, we'll have est on the end. So there's lots of things, lots of ways suffixes can help us. Gone the wrong way again. Prefixes. So, like a suffix is at the end, a prefix, pre, goes on the front. So we've got the un. Have a think about what un means. Think about undo. Un can mean almost like the opposite, or not to do something. To undo something is to undo it. We've got dis or miss. What could they mean? To misuse something, to not use it properly. We've got to re-cover, to recover. To go over something again, to redo, to do it again. We've also got sub. Think about the word submarine or submariner. Submarine, sub means under, marine means it's to do with water, underwater. Submarine. So our prefixes and our suffixes can be very, very useful for us. Now, compound words. Now, these are words that are one word, but it's actually made up of two smaller words. And this can give us a clue as to what the word could be about. So a crosswalk. Now, this is an American word. We don't use it, but actually we can break this word up into cross and walk. To walk across. What might this be? A crosswalk is a little bit like, in my understanding, it's a little bit like a zebra crossing. It's where you would cross a road, where you would walk across. They have words like sidewalk, which we use pavement, but sidewalk is quite descriptive. You walk along the side of the road. A superstructure. A super and structure. Now, a superstructure is a really, really, really tall building, like a skyscraper type thing. So super is really big or really good, and structure, the building. A rattlesnake. A snake with a rattle on it. Super sensitive. As a game, like superstructure means really, we've got super and sensitive. We've got sensitive, it means it can pick up little things. And super, it means almost really, it almost like amplifies it. To underestimate. So to estimate is to have a sensible guess. To underestimate is to sort of have a guess that sort of doesn't meet the expectation. So there's loads of things you can do. So here we have, this is probably going to be the most useful context clues. You'll use them in your speech when people are talking to you and they say an unusual word. You'll see them in your reading. So we have an acronym here called IDEAS. IDEAS. And normally when an author knows that you might not understand a word, they will deploy one of these sort of strategies to help you to understand the words, and you can spot them in your reading. So for example, we've got inference, we've got definition, we've got example, antonym, synonym. So let's have a look in our first one. So she was considered somewhat unconventional. So we are going to look at this word here, unconventional, among other animal researchers. After all, she had not yet been to college. So here, what is that inference? We need to imply some information. If you're really not sure what unconventional means, we can imply that other people have been to college, because she said she had not yet been to college. Because she's unusual, she hasn't been to college. So we can assume that most people in her job have been to college. Now, she's probably going to be quite different and maybe a little bit unusual because she hasn't done something that's normal. So we're getting little clues here to what unconventional might mean. Got definition. So we're still going to cover this unconventional. We're still going to cover unconventional, but we've used a different technique. We've used the definition technique to sort of describe what unconventional might mean. She was considered somewhat unconventional among other researchers. She had not yet been to college yet, and this made her different and unexpected. An author might deploy that technique to help you understand what it means. So it means different and unexpected. They might give you an example. Now, our example is very similar to our inference, but a lot of the time you'll see for one thing. When you see this for one thing, lots of the time they're giving you an example. She was considered somewhat unconventional among other animal researchers. For one thing, she had not yet been to college. So that's giving you an example of her being unconventional, because she hasn't been to college like most of the people. You might get an antonym. She was unconventional. She didn't conform and she wasn't ordinary. Now an antonym, well, I don't know if you know that, an antonym means the opposite. So the opposite of being unconventional is being conventional. And to be conventional is to conform and to be ordinary, and what you would expect. So they've given us an antonym saying she wasn't normal, she didn't conform, and she wasn't ordinary. And by the same token, as an antonym is an opposite, a synonym is similar. So you might give more examples to sort of emphasize that point. She was unconventional. She did things her own way and didn't worry about other opinions. So these are all clues that our authors give us. They're called context clues. So if there's ever a point when you're reading and you are not sure of a word, carry on reading, or read. When I say read the sentences around, that's what I'm saying. I'm looking for context clues. I'm looking, is there anything that's going to back up what that word means? Now, I haven't got an exact definition of unconventional, but I can use some of these examples to say she's probably a bit different. She's not ordinary. She doesn't worry about other people's opinions. Unconventional is not what you would expect. Doesn't follow a convention. I hope that makes that clear. So we're going to play a game here, and this game is a game that I like to play around Christmas. Unfortunately, didn't get to play it this Christmas, but definitely played it last Christmas. And it's a game called Balderdash. Now, we have a word here. Befuddlement. I quite like this word. It's a real word. Now, I'm going to show you some definitions of this word. I want you to use your knowledge of prefixes, suffixes. You might want to find some compound words. You might want to do some context clues, because I have a context clue up here. Just to find, can you find the correct definition. Now, in the game that you play with your family, there is one definition and everybody else has to convince you that is the definition. So they have to write fake ones, but we can't do that in here. So, befuddlement. Here are your options. We have, is it a verb, to run quickly? Is it a noun, a state of being confused? Is it an adjective, spotty in appearance? Or is it an adverb, something done incredibly slowly? What do you think? Now, get your answer. I'm going to show you the context clue. The people were in a state of befuddlement when listening to the politician's ramblings. So are there any context clues in there? Are there any clues that tell you what it might mean? Well, if we have a look, meant, informants, and meant, they indicate a noun. Meant does. And in here we're talking about being in a state of, and it says in a state of being confused. So this is a noun. Befuddlement is the state of being confused. It's not being confused, it's the name of the state of being confused. Befuddlement is the noun. Well done if you got that. I'm going to skip this next one because I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to skip that one because I think that might be slightly wrong. We've got this word here. I quite like this word. Erroneous. Erroneous. Is it the verb, to accuse someone? Is it a noun, I mean to guess? Is it an adjective, to be incorrect? Is it an adverb, to move silently? So have a think about it. Let's have a look at our context clue. The erroneous result almost threw off the final conclusions. Erroneous. Can you see any suffixes, prefixes? Can you get any words in there? Well, if we look at this us, are there any other words that use that suffix? We've got like delicious, marvellous. What types of words are they? They are adjectives. And if we spot here, we almost get the word error. If we had an R there, we would have error. So it is incorrectly. Or incorrect, not incorrectly, because incorrectly would be an adverb. Incorrect. So well done if you got those two. Now, what I want you to do is, you can have a go with that with your adults. Test them on it if you want to. But what I would like you to do is try and make up your own version. Find a really unusual word. Now, you could use a dictionary. That's absolutely fine. But try and use some of the skills. Like here I've done a verb, noun, an adjective, or an adverb. You don't have to do that. You could just have random definitions. But give it a go. Use a dictionary, find some unusual words, and then make up your own mini quiz. I really look forward to seeing it.